forwarders.
Yes. All the wahala we know that they face.
Licensed customs agents, everybody, the wahala wey they face. That's what we discuss on this show. So make una prepare ourselves today.
All right, so let's go straight to our news. We happen, for
Because of the week.
Yes, outrage as MPA's on their call-up system hikes cost. The African Association of Professional Freight Forwarders and Logistics of Nigeria, AFLON, has called on the Nigerian Ports Authority (NPA) to immediately suspend the newly introduced call-up system at the Onne port, describing it as an unnecessary cost burden that undermines government efforts to enhance trade, facilitation, and reduce ports operation expenses. In a letter addressed to the Managing Director of NPA, AFLON President Otuba Frank Ogunojemite expressed deep concern over the new traffic management scheme, arguing that it imposes extra cost on port users despite the presence of existing facilities at the West African Container Terminal, capable of handling traffic efficiently without additional charges. According to him, the introduction of the call-up system contradicts the federal government's drive to lower the cost of doing business, promote exports, and reposition Nigeria as a competitive maritime hub in West Africa. Beyond the call-up system, AFLON also decried growing challenges at the export terminal within Onne port, including bureaucratic bottlenecks and extra charges that are stifling export activities. The association said the development is alarming and risks frustrating the government's non-oil export promotion efforts. When you hear something like this, DILI, you keep asking yourself, why is it that government agencies that are meant to, promote and facilitate trade are the ones stifling everything?
Yeah, well, it beats my imagination. I don't know why this is being done there. In fact, I can also tell you for a fact that it is being considered that they will also start this call-up system at the Lekki Deep Sea port. But of course, there's been so much opposition to it, and that's why they have not started.
No, but honestly, Nigerian Ports Authority needs to understand that right now everybody's feeling the pain, and then when you add more, when the government tries to reduce and agencies under the government keep throwing bottlenecks, it's as if they're working at cross purpose of what the government really wants.
You see, truly, the call-up system is actually needed, but the problem is that they keep putting charges on it. I mean, the call-up system is a very good idea. It's a means of asking vehicles that are ready to go into the port and evacuate cargoes to follow certain procedures.
Due process.
Yeah. But when you now attach some huge amount of money to it, and then you also make in such a way that there's a whole lot of racketeering involved, it becomes a anti-business. And I commend the efforts of the African Association, African Professional Freight Forwarders Association of Nigeria, that's AFLON, for coming out to lend their voice against the charges introduced within the call-up system in Onne. Now, moving forward, Fakolade champions national single window as catalyst for Nigerian economic growth. The director, National Single Window Project, and head of the Secretariat, Mr. Tola Fakolade, has reiterated to the business community that the policy initiative is in the interest of the national economy, which was conscientiously designed to significantly reduce every bureaucratic bottlenecks hitherto hindering trade. Mr. Fakolade made this known during a joint stakeholders forum of the National Single Window Project Secretariat and the Nigerian Customs held in Port Harcourt, Rivers State recently, noting that the plan would accelerate trade processes, harmonize revenue flow, and boost ports efficiency and management. The director confirmed to critical stakeholders across the trade value chain in attendance that the legacy initiative is in sync with the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's quest for modalities necessary to be in place for Nigeria to attain a $1 trillion economy by the year 2030, in line with the World Economic Growth projections for countries. Complementing the efforts of the Nigerian Customs Service, the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, and the players for their pioneering roles in the digitization of trade processes, he explained that the initiative will harmonize and streamline trade processes and procedures into one-stop shop platform. This platform will house all government-related revenue collection agencies and importers-exporters, as well as other regulatory agencies of government, into a single access for declarations. The national single window is configured in a way to accommodate all critical stakeholders involved in the trade value chain to the extent of visibility and interoperability. We're talking about the national single window here again, and I think it's nice that they are giving it as much coverage, bringing the awareness to the public as much as possible.
No, but ideally, that is what they need to do each time they're introducing new policies. Take the stakeholders in confidence, carry them along, let them make input, so that at the end of the day, when you're rolling it out, you know that everybody has bought
been
into
sensitized.
it. You know, and I think that's where the hitches with Odogo is, started from.
Yeah.
You know, it was after the rollout and introduction that they started carrying people along. But Odogo is doing very well for now. It's coming up.
The initial hitches have been taken care
not
of.
all,
Mostly.
Mostly. All right. Scholar in uniform, Custom CG, and then he backs doctorate strategic leadership. October 18, 2025 marked a landmark moment in the distinguished career of Bashir Adewale Adeniyi, MFR, DSM, FNIPR, PSC,
Daga,
as he was awarded his PhD in Leadership and Strategic Studies from the Federal University of Lokoja. This academic milestone builds on an already remarkable trajectory of service, leadership, and reform within the Nigerian Customs Service. From his roots in Modekeke, Osho State, Adeniyi has consistently demonstrated a commitment to personal growth and institutionalized excellence. His academic background is formidable: a Bachelor of Science in International Relations from Obafemi Awolowo University, formerly University of Ife, Ile-Ife, in 1987, and a Master of Arts in Communication Science from Università della Svizzera Italiana, Lugano, in 2013. Across more than 3 decades in the NCS, he has held an array of leadership and operational roles, from National Public Relations Officer to Commandant of the Nigerian Customs Command and Staff College, Gwagwalada, and ultimately being appointed Substantive Controller General in October 2023. His exemplary leadership is recognized nationally and internationally. In October 2022, he received the National Honor of Member of the Order of Federal Republic, MFR, for meritorious service, while the World Customs Organization, WCO, Council also elected him chairperson in June 2025, a historic first for a Nigerian. The attainment of the PhD signals not only Dr. Adeniyi's personal commitment to leadership, excellence, and strategic thinking, but also reinforces his ability to guide the NCS and Nigeria's border ecosystem into a new era. By combining rigorous academic training with decades of practical experience, Dr. Adeniyi is uniquely positioned to lead transformational change. On behalf of all of us from VOP 90.3 FM and from the Maritime and Border Show, we say big congratulations.
Congratulations. Another feather to his cap.
Yes, I mean, it's I've had opportunity to meet him close, and I can tell you that man is something else. You when you meet with him, you will know that, yes, he is what
He's mentally sound. He's physically top notch, and he's doing his job wonderfully well. Moving on, Tinkan Customs Command boosts staff capacity with week-long in-house training. The Tinkan Island Port Command of the Nigerian Customs Service has concluded a week-long in-house training program designed to strengthen staff capacity and promote professionalism among senior officers. The session, held from October 13 to 17, 2025, brought together personnel from various departments to improve core operational skills in line with the service's modernization goals. Controller Frank Onyeka, the Customs Area Controller, said the initiative reflected the command's commitment to continuous learning and efficient service delivery. This training is not just a routine exercise but an investment in the growth of our personnel, Controller Onyeka stated. That's another good one. Yeah. It's in-house training for staffs of the Nigerian Customs.
No, but honestly, Controller Onyeka is doing wonderfully well. I'm really impressed because when you have staff strength and you keep training and retraining, then you
motivating them. Yeah,
it means that you are preparing them for the future, and I'm very glad he's doing that.
And of course, it means that they will give you their best.
Exactly. All right. IMO fails to agree net zero framework, pushes talks to 2027. Negotiations at the International Maritime Organization, IMO, have broken down without agreement on the net zero framework, leaving the shipping industry facing another year of uncertainty over how its decarbonization will be regulated. Delegates at the Maritime Environment Protection Committee's extraordinary session in London voted to adjourn discussions for 12 months after failing to reach consensus or call a vote on the draft amendments to MAPOL Annex 6, which include the key elements of the framework. The decision pushes any adoption of the IMO net zero framework into late 2026 at the earliest, complicating the timeline for meeting the organization's greenhouse gas GHG reduction strategy agreed in 2023. The framework approved in principle at MEPC 83 in April 2025 set out a global fuel standard and an emissions pricing mechanism, which together would form the backbone of international shipping path to net zero by 2050. While the main negotiations have been adjourned, the intersessional working group on GHG emissions reduction from ships, due to meet from October 20 to 24, will continue work on developing implementation guidelines in the maritime industry. Industry voices have expressed broad disappointment over the delay, warning that the year-long adjournment risks slowing investment and undermining momentum towards shipping's decarbonization goals. The Global Maritime Forum described the adjournment as a serious setback.
Lagos bets big on water transportation, launches $410 million electric ferry project to decongest roads. The Lagos State government has embarked on what it described as the most ambitious water transport reform in Africa, a $410 million initiative aimed at transforming the state's waterways into a cleaner, faster, and safer mobility network. Unveiled on Friday by Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, the Omi Eko project, translated as Water of Lagos, targets the deployment of 70 hybrid electric ferries and the rehabilitation of 20 jetties and terminals by 2030. The project, backed by international development partners, including the European Union and the European Investment Bank, is designed to ease the strain on Lagos roads and reduce the city's heavy carbon footprint. Speaking during the unveiling, Sanwo-Olu said the initiative reflects his administration's vision of an integrated transport system connecting water, rail, and road networks for seamless movement of people and goods. We are building a water-based economy that works for all, from operators to passengers, from private investors to citizens. The governor disclosed that Lagos has always established the governor disclosed that Lagos has also established Africa's first water waste monitoring and data center to ensure real-time safety oversight on the waterways. He added that the state's recent hosting of Africa's first electric power boat race was part of a broader push to position Lagos as a hub for innovation and sustainability in transport. This is another very good and ambitious one. It's we have always mouthed multimodalism when it comes to transportation, but the Lagos State government is taking the initiative.
For me, I would also
holding the bull by the horn now.
Yeah, I would look more at the safety side of it. It's one thing to bring up a good project, program, and another thing is, the safetiness involved, because it's something wonderful. You're putting it out there, but will there be proper monitoring in terms of people who are going to utilize the services, using the appropriate life jackets
and the rest of the safety equipment?
Yes.
The problem is mainly with us Nigerians. A whole lot of time, I'm aware that the government, the federal government agency, NIWA, has over the months been distributing life jackets. Well, we keep hearing about capsized boats and people dying en masse on the rivers and some of the navigable waters within the Nigerian nation. Why? The major cause of death in those cases are the fact that people refuse to use their life jackets. Let me state it here that when you wear your life jacket when you're entering into a boat, if there's any form of accident and the boat capsizes, of course you will float. You will not sink. For those who cannot swim, at least you float before the rescue team comes to pick you up. So we should learn how to use some of these safety equipment.
Yeah, but you see, this is also where I'm going to disagree with you. Now you're putting the blame on the Nigerians, but then the question is, these boats and their operators, do they have these life jackets? Do they have? If you have 10 life jackets and you're carrying about 20, 30 people, who do you hold responsible? And that's where monitoring and supervision, comes in. So for me, I would say if the government puts her foot down with those who are meant to monitor and supervise, then we can't have all these issues.
Well, I will talk from my own personal experience. I do use the boat sometimes, especially crossing from the Apapa to Marina, sometimes when I go to the island, or moving from Mile 2 to Apapa. And I know that in Lagos here, what is obtained is that before you board the boat, you are given a life jacket to wear. As long as you have your ticket, that's what happens. But outside of Lagos, that has not been the case. So.
Maritime Police Command strengthens ties with the Nigerian Shippers Council. The Assistant Inspector General of Police, in charge of the Maritime Police Command, AIG Chinedu Oko, has received a courtesy visit from the Nigerian Shippers Council, led by Ogbonnaya Margaret, Director, Regulatory Services. The visit aimed to deepen collaboration between the two institutions in areas of trade facilitation, port security, and stakeholders' engagement. During the visit, Ogbonnaya Margaret commended the Nigerian Police Force for its efforts in securing the maritime domain and expressed the Council's desire to work closely with the Maritime Police Command. AIG Chinedu Oko reaffirmed the Command's commitment to collaborating with the Shippers Council and other maritime stakeholders to ensure a safe and secure environment.
Yeah, it's good for us to keep having strengthening of ties between different government agencies and, of course, every other person involved in all the business we need in the maritime sector.
All right. Nigeria's Customs Service reaffirms commitment to leadership continuity. Nigerian Shippers Council reaffirms commitment to leadership continuity through succession planning program. The Nigerian Shippers Council has reiterated its commitment to leadership continuity and institutionalized stability through its succession planning program held recently in Lagos. The initiative, according to the Council, is aimed at sustaining operational excellence, preserving institutional memory, and ensuring seamless leadership transitions within the organization. Delivering the opening remarks, the Executive Secretary, stroke CEO of the Shippers Council, Dr. Akuta Pius, MON, represented by the Director of Strategic Planning and Research, Mr. Rotimi Anifowoshi, underscored the importance of succession planning in strengthening the Council's resilience and future readiness. He noted that the initiative aligns with the Council's long-term vision of enhancing leadership capacity to ensure the organization remains robust, forward-looking, and fully equipped to deliver on its mandate as the nation's port economic regulator. Now, what do you make of that? For me, I think I have always come of this school of thought that each time you need to bring a new executive secretary to CEO, pick from within. Pick from within. It makes a lot of
people have grown through the ranks.
Yes, pick from the mean,
and not political appointments.
All right, there's one last news item. I'm sure that will interest you, because I don't know why it didn't come up on our radar. But federal government limits checkpoints to 2 between my 2 semi-border to curb extortion. We have been talking about the number of checkpoints, but you'll be shocked. It says the federal government has approved only 2 checkpoints on the Mile 2 semi-border access route, according to Controller General of Customs Adewale Adeniyi on October 14, 2025. The Mile 2 semi-border is a critical trade corridor between Nigeria and the Republic of Benin. However, the 75-kilometer route between Mile 2 and semi-border has been plagued with over 70 road blocks and extortion points, deterring economic activities and tarnishing Nigeria's image. The primary purpose of limiting to 2 checkpoints is to curb extortion, reduce corruption, and ensure smoother movement of goods and people. Controller Wale Adenuga, controller of the Semi-Border Area Command, stated, "Any other customs checkpoint you see, apart from the 2, is illegal." The 2 approved checkpoints are located at Igbaji and Agbara. The federal government's decision to limit checkpoints to 2 on the Mile 2 semi-border is a step towards reducing corruption and promoting economic growth. Effective implementation and collaboration among security agencies are crucial to achieving this goal. Help report any checkpoints apart from the one at Agbara in Lagos and Gbaji near semi-border. We need to actually ring a bell. This is something I know a lot of people who do business along that line would really, really be happy about. In the last 2 episodes of this program, we have been talking about it, and I'm happy that finally the government is doing something about it.
Well, I was actually at the briefing where Comptroller Wale Adenuga stated that the federal government only approved 2 checkpoints for the Nigerian Customs Service, with a caveat that, of course, 2 other patrol teams are to support them, not stationary patrol team. I don't think the problem actually is with the Nigerian Customs Service, because they have over the years continuously reduced the number of checkpoints they have along that road, that stretch. The problem is with the other security agencies along that road. You stated that there are about 70 checkpoints. Yeah. Nigerian Customs Service has 2, mainly 2, with that's the semi-command of the Nigerian Customs Service, 2 at Gbagi and at Agbara, like
Agbara, yeah.
Then they also have 2 patrol teams supporting those 2. But of course, you have the Federal Operations Unit along that road too, which is directly not under his control, not under
No,
his.
but I think, for me, I think that if you're using it to two, they have to find a way to merge all of them together.
Well, they are not under the same command. That's the truth of the
No,
matter.
no. We're talking about the Nigerian Customs Service
Yeah,
under the leadership of Adewale.
I didn't hear. Okay.
Yes. So anything, if they're
Okay.
all under
yeah,
him,
Yeah, they are all
so
under him. Sure.
we can't
Yes,
say yes.
all of them should be merged together. Okay. Now, by next week, we'll bring some guests to talk about this. I tried to bring some people from that area for what they said. By next week they'll come. Let's find out if actually those check, because Controller Wale Adenuga was saying, he was talking to his fellow sister agencies about reducing the number of their own checkpoints along that road, because it's an eyesore. It's anti-business. It's not good for our image as a nation. It portrays us as a nation in distress, a nation in crisis, a nation at war. When you have security agencies, different types, lining up along a route, an international route, people come into this country through that route and go out.
No, but if we talk about checkpoint, I think the Commissioner of Police in Lagos
the police. Let me state here: the police alone has between Badagry and Seme has about 12 checkpoints along that road.
Yeah, but I'm talking about, when you said something about our image to the international community, and I'm wondering why the Commissioner of Police would actually encourage a checkpoint just a stone throw from the international airport. It's I remember, was the last few months that same checkpoint had issues with Showore when he was coming to VOP, I think so. And I keep asking, why is it that they're always, few meters away to the international airport, you have a police checkpoint, on the service lane.
Well, at that particular meeting where this thing you read out, the statement you read out was made, the policeman that came as one of the security the police officer who came as a head of the team, I think was it one of the various police units. He was saying that according to the Nigerian Constitution, listen up,
and listen,
that the policeman has the right to be anywhere and everywhere and whatever number that they consider. But everyone in the room was alarmed at that kind of statement. Yeah, it is true that the police has the right to be at anywhere they want to be in order to prevent crime or to solve crime. But when it becomes an eyesore, okay, why the Badagry Expressway alone? Why must you have as many as 12 checkpoints along the expressway, international expressway? Nigeria is not at war. There's no state of emergency or something declared along that route. It's we all know the reason why they are all lining up along that road, and it's not good for us as a nation, either economically, either diplomatically, either in any consideration. And I think they should. The people at the top should do something about that.
Yeah, but so for us, we'll keep hampering. And then there's also a funny one I find out. When you get to Second Rainbow, there's this new bridge.
Yeah.
That you connect your back
along the Maritime Expressway.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know why there's about 3 different policemen on top of the bridge. It's I don't understand.
Well,
is it that our policemen don't have something important to do than for you to mount a checkpoint on top of a bridge?
Well, I just told you now about the answer that the police officer who came to represent the police units at that meeting, the answer he gave. No, they have the right to be anywhere and everywhere within the confine of this country called Nigeria.
No, we're not saying they don't, but on top of the bridge.
Yes, our bridge is anywhere now. Yes, of course, it's part of Nigeria. But it's so alarming. It portrays the image of a country in distress, a country at war.
I'm telling you.
I mean, I don't know if they don't see it that way.
No, but I think we need to find a way to get the Lagos State police PRO to come and talk to people, because most times these checkpoints, people accuse these officers that man these checkpoints of all
Manners of extortion.
And so I sometimes when I drive past there, I keep asking myself, why would they mount a checkpoint on top of a bridge? And it's not like the bridge just connects you back, where you do like a U-turn to head back to.
I know where the spot where you're talking
Yes.
about. The bridge was open.
We have one. They say one set of policemen are from First Stack, another set they're from Murile, another. I don't understand. I mean, on top of a bridge. It's really, really, really.
Well, this is the Maritime and Border Show on 90.3 FM, Voice of the People, and my name is DILI Utomi, here with
Prince Chilaka.
Yeah. Soon we shall open the phone lines, but we are also trying to connect with our main guest for the day. He is calling in from, because it's not within Lagos here. He's calling in from Abuja, so we are waiting to connect with him so that we can now open the phone lines for you audience to call in and ask him as many questions as you want.
All right. So while we're waiting to connect with our Ogbonge guest, as they go call them, saying now Ogbonge guest, and let me just leak the secret out. The person we're expected to have today is no other person than Abdullahi
Maiwada. Yeah, the customs national public relations officer.
Yes.
Assistant Controller of Customs Abdullahi Maiwada is an articulate, knowledgeable, and experienced public relations officer of very many years. I think from what I've learned about him, he's spent most of his period within the Nigerian Customs Service, within the PR's unit, and it's widely traveled and very well educated. He's always ready to answer any question that's thrown at him, and I'm sure today is not going to be any different.
So we're trying to reach him on his phone, but while that, the lines are going to be open 070 0700 903 903 903
and 081 717 56338.
Yes, the 56338 is our WhatsApp number. You can reach us there.
And again, there's another line, 0803 692 9933. 0803 692 9933.
So this is the Maritime and Border Show. Like we said, we're still trying to hook up with our guest today. But while we're at that, let us continue to, ask, look at issues. We'll continue to, because we have a lot of questions lined up for our guest, and he's in a better position to answer them. But the lines are open. You're free to call in. We'll start picking your calls now, and then, let's say it looks more like an open mic and all of that. So we're trying to reach him, and we hope we will be able to do justice to that.
Yeah, why we are waiting for our guests we are trying to reach our guests so that the lines can be open for them to call in and ask questions. I want to draw us back a little bit to one of the stories that made the rounds in the week about the training at the Tinkan Island Command of the Nigerian Customs Service. Of course, we know that the Controller Frank Kichukwonyeka, he was part of those that he led the training of officers in the area of physical examination, reputation management and risk management, documentary checks and evidence exploitation, customs procedure codes and classification, VIN and the customs valuation, code of conduct and customs administration.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir. Welcome to the program. Your name and where you're calling from?
Yeah, my name is Daniel. I'm calling from Ejigbo.
Okay, Daniel, go ahead.
Yeah, along my two bridge.
We're with you.
Hello?
We're with
Go
you.
on, sir.
Those police were there, they too wicked. They owe my motor because I make a mistake for the road. I even call one of them to ask, I beg, I'm going to my two. They still stop me. They collect money from my hand. So those people, they too wicked.
All right, no
sir.
problem.
I'm sure they are.
Next time, make sure you don't, disobey
The
simple
laws,
instructions,
yeah.
because if you do that, you get punished, and you can't hold anybody responsible for that.
The police is meant to keep the law and order. So.
All right, thank you, sir. All right. Oh,
There's a call coming in.
hello.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir. Welcome to the show. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
My name is Robert. I am calling you from Papa.
Oh, Robert, you're welcome.
Sir, thank you, sir. I like listening to your program, though I'm not into the clearing and forwarding line. But, sir, the question I want to ask,
Yes, sir.
I see sometimes I do see custom that stand on the road, stopping containers and checking their numbers and the rest. When these same containers move away from the port, the same containers, so they will move away from the port and customs are there. As soon as they leave the port, you still see some custom on the road, still checking them again, and some of them do cause traffic on the road. What is the essence of checking those custom containers again, sir? When they leave the port and you still stop them on the road, you still want to check them again. I don't understand. Is there any ulterior motive behind that action, sir? Thank you very much, sir.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll look at it. The customs people you see on the road, they are referred to as the FOU,
The Federal Operations Unit.
So
Actually, where the vehicles are or any other cargo is cleared is usually under a particular command, and the chain of the command within the Nigerian Customs Service, or the way they structured, is that you have commands and you have special units. We used to have 3 different special units within the customs: the Federal Operations Unit, the Strike Force, and then the Border Patrol. But of course, 2 have become defunct. That's the Border Patrol and the Strike Force. They are no longer in existence right now. This Comptroller General, when he came in, he said there's no need for them to have 3 special units. So the other 2 were disbanded, the Border Patrol and then the Strike Force, remaining the Federal Operations Unit. They are called interventionist units. And what happens is that their major duty is for them to, plug in the revenue leakages. Sometimes vehicles or cargoes are cleared at a port, and while you see them on the road, I'm not holding brief for them. In fact, we are waiting for we're trying to reach the Customs National PRO. That's Assistant Controller Abdullahi Mewada to come in and answer all your questions. But while we are at it, I just want to see with my own little knowledge of the happenings within the Nigerian Customs Service. The Federal Operations Unit is they intervene to plug in to plug revenue leakages. People who did not pay the proper revenue.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
I'm fine. Calling you from.
Okay, fine. Welcome to the program. Go ahead, please.
In as much as we love this program, I are doing it someone like me. I'm a driver. I for this program before. And that way that a woman was there, we have some disagreement. That is protected.
Sorry, we can't. You have to
Mr.
call back.
Ifeanyi, your line is terribly bad. You have to call back or move to a place where we can hear you much better, please.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right, so let me go straight to the point. Please, please, I want you to do us a favor. Please, like you said that point and that from my 2 to the border is 12. Please, the battle line. Only from roundabout to 8. Go and verify. I'm telling you, go and verify. Only from roundabout to Wadi that is less than 100 meters is 8. At point like this that you will see them that they are 1 point. It's not 1 point, they are 3. You will take this one. If you want to break 1 point, see them, they will come and collect 3 sessions of money. If you are paying 1 point.
Mr. Ifeanyi,
Yes,
when you are talking to people on radio, don't say things like it is a lie. You have to mind your language because you are speaking to the public.
Maybe sorry if I diverted. I give you to say you are doing this for us. You understand? But when the truth is being spoke or when it's well analyzed, not for the us to know what we are passing through. Because me, even now, if you mention or someone that is driving motor, point. Even from that roundabout to Semabota, I think we will thank God. I'm telling you, the fact.
All right, thank you. No problem. We have heard your complaint, and we believe that the announcement made by the controller of customs, telling you that they are reducing it to 2, should be a respite, and we hope it will be implemented. Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Maritime and Border Show. Your name and where you're calling from.
Good afternoon, my brothers.
Afternoon, sir.
How are you today?
Afternoon, sir.
We're doing very well.
Please, I want to ask a question, please. Don't be annoyed.
What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Machuku. I'm calling from Oshodi.
Okay, go on, sir.
Is it because there is no trust in the custom organization or what, that you have multiple custom checkpoints along non-border areas? Why is it that we have this proliferation of customs all over the place, where there is no seaport, no airport, no land border? Why? Please, if we should address that. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Noted. Well,
it's part of the questions that we'll direct to the Customs National PRO, Assistant Controller Abdullahi Mewada, as soon as we connect with him. Thank you, sir.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon. Fine, sir.
Yeah, I call from Oshodi.
Okay.
My name is Mr. Madam Festus.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
My own is that these custom people and Asia country also Togo, Cotonou. I don't know, because when you went to that place and buy goods to come to Nigeria, the custom in the Cotonou, Togo, they don't have any problem. But why are we wicked in ourselves in this country? Because you see somebody borrow money and go and buy something to come to his country. You see custom seizing people packaging and he be crying. And you see how many kind of check the that is on the road. It's too much. It's very, very bad. I want people to even also people, because what they are doing matters Nigerian people.
Thank you.
Please, we are trying to bring in the Customs National PRO to answer some of your questions, sir. Please.
Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Afternoon, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon. In Chilaka.
Afternoon, sir. Please, your name and where you're calling from, because we're trying to bring in
my name is
the PRO of.
My name is Williams. I am calling from Igondo Agris in Lagos.
Okay, William, could you give us your thoughts?
Yeah, I know you are talking about Maritime. But
Yes.
there's something you mentioned about it. It's a welcome development that the custom has decided to reduce their number of persons on the road and limiting it to 2. But what I just want to talk about is the police and other security agencies on the roads, more especially in the eastern southeast axis. There are just too many. I will want to use this opportunity to please the people or the authorities concerned to reduce the number of persons because it seems it's becoming a thing like a nuisance.
Okay, we'll get back to you. Just give us a few minutes. Hello. Well, we're trying to, connect with our guest.
Yeah, it's lines have been terrible. We're trying to reach Assistant Controller Abdullahi Mewada. All right. Francis, going back to this issue of the checkpoints along the Lagos Badagry Expressway. The At that particular news conference where it was talked about and it was announced that the custom has reduced their checkpoints to only 2. We try to ask other government agencies why they will not do the same thing, but they say the answers they were giving were, it's some of us consider them as not being good enough. That they need to be at every checkpoint in order to curb, because people try to slip through the porous border to commit all manner of criminal acts. The smuggling of different types of things. They talked about even this issue of what was it, the modern slave trade? What's it called?
Okay, trafficking.
Yeah, trafficking of persons. In fact, the Nigerian Air Force personnel who were there on the day talked about how many times they have caught young people trying to traffic young Nigerians from through the border in so many cases. So they try to, as much as possible, to justify.
Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Chilaka.
Afternoon. Welcome to the program.
Good afternoon, your colleague here.
Yeah, good afternoon to you. My name is DILI Utomi.
Oh, Utomi, sorry, I keep forgetting the name. Well done. You are doing well. You are doing well. I just want to react, actually, to one of the statements you made.
Go ahead, sir.
During the press briefing of the custom Control General, that said that the border patrol along that Badagry 6 has been reduced, and a police officer now, when he was asked about also the multiplicity of police security personnel on the same road or any other place for that matter, was given excuse that police can be anywhere and as many as numbers whatever they want to be anytime. But the truth of the matter is that we all know Nigeria situation. How would you want to say you want to be everywhere and and at any number at any time. Yet there are so many unguarded environments around Lagos alone. I can mention a lot of places where you see people out, smoke, and all sort of things, and police passes there. They know about those areas, they are not there. But just for the sake of the border line now, because of goose and all that, they can give you that kind of family excuse. It's not good for the image of this nation. One is that you are trying to tell us that your border is so porous that anything can come in. Is it a good one? Is Nigeria the only place that has a border and their own border cannot be guarded? It's not good now. When our police officers or our senior men in the services make some statement, they don't know the implication even to the international body. You are giving an impression that our borders are so porous, so anything can fly in anyhow. How does it encourage investors? Secondly, please, I don't know how it affects this maritime program you're having. The rate at which stocks, whatever, I don't know what they call them, stock trailers, they are carried loads or don't carry loads at every maybe 3 poles distance. It also contributes to the hike of things. Because when these people pay all this bill, they will transfer it to the load, to the goods and to the services. Is there no way police can look into it and even talk to the Lagos State government, because it is so rampant here? So, in fact, it has been institutionalized in Lagos State. I don't know why they are keeping quiet over these things.
All right.
They are making things horrible for Lagosians, seriously.
All right. Your concerns are noted. Will when you talk about the other agencies that are involved in checkpoints and all of that, I guess that I believe that now that the customs has come out to reduce theirs to 2, I believe the CG of customs would talk to other agencies and see how they can all work together, so that we can have a situation where things are moving smoothly. Oh, okay. I think I have my guest on. Hello, sir. Hello. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Okay, good afternoon, sir. Okay. Mewada.
Good afternoon, sir.
Afternoon, sir. We've been trying to reach you all this while.
I will be on air now. Nobody has scheduled me to be on air.
Okay. All right, sir. So welcome to the program, sir.
So you want to ambush me?
No, not an ambush, sir. What's his name? DILI has been speaking with you. DILI Utomi.
No, we have not agreed that at a particular time. I just saw bombardment of false missed calls. I'm far away outside Abuja. In fact, I'm on transit. I just have to park and answer the call, because the way I saw his call, I think maybe there's something very, 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 very serious that's about to happen. But nevertheless, I parked. I'm on lane.
Okay. All right, sir. Thank you for obliging us.
An area where I cannot. Yes.
Thank you for obliging. Good afternoon, sir. Welcome to the program. This is the Maritime and Border Show, and basically we are looking at the Nigerian customs, and we believe that you are in a better position to educate Nigerians with a lot of things that's going on, a lot of improvement, a lot of strategic moves by the controller of the CG of customs, and so we'll start by giving you like few minutes, introduce yourself, then we can take up the questions from there, sir.
I hope the network will be so friendly with you.
It is for now. It is.
I pray that the network will be friendly with us, all of us.
Amen.
Well, my name is Abdullahi Ali Mewada. I'm an assistant controller of customs, and I speak on behalf of the Nigeria Customs Service. Impliedly, I'm the National Public Relations Officer of the Nigeria Customs Service.
Okay, thank you very much, sir, for obliging us. Let me start with the first question. People are a lot of freight forwarders, clearing agents. Everybody's asking, what is the story behind the B. Odogu? Let us hear directly from you.
The story behind Odogu?
Yes.
Well, let me give you a foundation about the story behind Bodogu.
Thank you, sir.
First, if you agree with me that Nigeria Customs Service have entered into an agreement, like with some service providers, where we started some level of automation in the Nigeria Customs Service for getting to over 2 decades, and we started with a clearance platform called Asikuda, and from Asikuda there was a transition to what is called NISIS 1, Nigeria Integrated Customs Information System, and we also improved from NISIS 1 to NISIS 2. Now, fallout of that agreement with the service providers, where some terms and conditions were not met, it's supposed to be build, operate, and transfer, and that transfer did not happen. So let me use unquote, that transfer did not occur. We have to be very proactive, and by being proactive is to set another target for ourselves. Now the target is not really about we ought to have receive some historical data and transfer of some hardware and software from the service providers, and inability to get that, we have to swing into developing a solution indigenously so that we will not be at the mercy of some providers that will host our data somewhere in the world we don't even know where it is. So we started from afresh, we started from scratch, and based on the concession agreement, 20 years concession agreement, under the Trade Modernization Program, Trade Modernization Program, there are so many components of that agreement. One of the components is provision of a unified customs management system. That is UCMS. Yeah. Now that unified customs management system is a platform that will ensure that the processes of clearance and all other trade-related activities are done end-to-end without paperless, let me use this word. And we proceeded, we started from scratch, and we did the piloting, we did the UAT, meaning user acceptance tests. For that, we did some level of training for different niche of stakeholders, be it banks, be it clearing and forwarding agents, be it shipping line, terminal operators, and so on and so forth. Before we embark on a pilot test in the PTML command. And because the other service providers that provides the NISIS are almost threatening to shut down, we have no option than to also roll it all over the Federation. Today, we have started. It is not 100% successful. Yeah, there are glitches in every innovation and every technology, but we are careful listeners because we listen to the people, their feedback, and we impute. In fact, we even listen to feedback of our own officers because the feedback is from different angles. Even the operators from our office also have their own feedbacks on what we need to do to make the system more robust. And I can say it that today the system is not perfect. We are still building on the system, but to some certain extent, this is the system we are using for clearance today in Nigeria Customs Service. Apart from other components of the modernization project, if you are aware, the scanners have started coming. We are going to have centralized assessment. We are going to have centralized assessment today. Centralized assessment. Apart from centralized assessment, we are going to also have areas of office automation. The projects are in different phases before finally we are going to have handback of the whole project. So we are moving, and there's always room for improvement.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Good afternoon, Stand Controller Abdullahi Mewada, DILI Utomi here. Thank you for that very good explanation about the functions of the new modern platform that has been introduced by the Nigerian Customs Service. My question for you this afternoon on this Bodogu issue is that the little glitches that you spoke about that happened in the course of rolling it out has it permanently been taken care of, or and you're still working on it, or the whole thing is still work in progress?
Let me give you an example so that you understand from the prism I'm coming from. Technology is very dynamic.
Yeah.
It's not static. It requires daily updates.
Yeah.
If you're using an iPhone today, if you have updated your iPhone to the latest iPhone, you will see the features has entirely changed. Are you aware of that?
Sure.
It's now what you call glass iOS now. It looks like glass and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Did that occur overnight? No.
Of course not.
It's based on consistent updates. And as a student of history, when you started using your WhatsApp, is it the same WhatsApp you have been using when you started using WhatsApp some years ago? Is it the same with today in terms of features?
There's continuous updates.
Thank you very much. So that is how technology is. The most important is have the hardware infrastructure, the networking, the issue of your bandwidth, the speed of your network. Those are the teething challenges we had, and we have substantially resolved the issue of network. Now, other features, for instance, the reporting system and so on, have also where the work is in progress. So as we are receiving feedback, we're updating, we're upgrading, we're improving on the system. But one thing, from certain quarters, not all the quarters, that are not compliant, there are some dates that the system has come up with that you can get it free while you are on license. For instance, the issue of a verified tool, other tax formats, you can use anything, whether you have not paid your tax or whatever, it will work. But for this system, it will not allow it to go. The issue of insurance, if you use an insurance certificate that is fake or that is not authentic, it won't work. Okay. Because other agencies also are looking forward to we have an interface with other agencies. For instance, there are issues of integration we are yet to resolve. We are still working on with Suncap. It's about system compatibility, and we are working tirelessly to do that. Then another issue which our people are used to is before you can make importation and you exceed the threshold of your brand, now the system will not allow it. So those are one or two things that maybe we are used to it. And today, the system is a little bit rigid in terms of making sure that compliance is the order of the day. So those are little improvements that you cannot achieve that using enforcement alone. We believe you can achieve that also with some form of persuasive communication, some form of engagement, sales management strategies, and so on, to tell the people that it is no longer business as usual. The one thing about the system is it's web-based. As I'm talking to you now, I can log on to Budogu.
Okay.
Yes, I can confirm duty. And so on. There is also another platform that's coming tomorrow. We're going to launch a new system where you can verify the payment of the custom duty of the vehicle and generate a receipt. No officer will stop you on the road and tell you that I want to verify your vehicle. No, I need to send it to office to confirm whether you are paid duty. The system will be launched tomorrow also. It's part of our initiative to make sure that Boldogu is being expanded. There is expansion. It's not static. So I gave you those examples. Your Facebook is not the Facebook we use 2004, 5 that will go to cafe, lunch, and do some Facebook. It's not the same Facebook you have today. Yeah. Okay. It's a product of update, and updates. Thank you.
Yes, right. Sir. Sorry, sir. One more question. Some of our guests complained about that's not in this particular edition. In previous editions, they complained that part of the problem they were having with the working of the Bodogo is some sister agencies were delaying the progress of the whole thing, where they are supposed to give you the they do their own job. They sort of stall on it. Maybe I don't know the reason why this is happening. They talked about NAFDAC and then the son. So I don't know how.
If you agree,
I don't know why if all these have been ironed out. And of course, there was this issue, also the issue of a suspicion of probably an internal, sabotage. People who don't want it to work because they want to do things manually. Please, what do you say about these complaints, sir?
Well, number one, we are not agent of lamentation.
Okay.
The Controller General of Customs has one of the pillars of his policy trust is collaboration. We believe we cannot do it alone. And what we plead with, what we do is constant engagement. And we believe there's nothing that engagement will not do to use in order to have success.
Yeah.
So, for instance, when we have issues with from M integration with CBN, the CDC paid a courtesy to the CBN governor, where he assured the CDC of his maximum support. Today, the issue of from M has been a thing of the past. The integration has been done, and CBN has been very cooperative to that. So, with that and a couple of other agencies, when we had issues with the shipping lines, not transmitting their manifest to Bodogu, we also had to work with agencies like Nigeria Shippers Council and so on. So when we had visits with even Bodogu, and there are issues of complaint of demurrage and whatever, the TUC engaged the executive secretary of the Nigeria Shippers Council. So we don't believe to lament or to accuse any agency of government of not really coming on board to make sure the system works. What we believe is sometimes we might have IT issues, system compatibility. They are not at par with us in terms of upgrade in technology. What we do, we look at their system and see how we can arrive at a middle ground. So it's not a matter of superiority or inferiority complex. So that is not what we dwell on. Then secondly, the issue of sabotage. Yes, there was a time we had a system attack on our system, and we have firewalls. Yes, we have a very robust cyber security team that were trained and are being trained to make sure that they counter such. So if somebody log into the system and perform something learning, send fish, whatever, attacks and so on, our system will detect and we will know the person involved and we will deal with him squarely. This is a proponent of change, and whoever doesn't want to join the wagon of that change, we are going to he will
be left behind
out of the team.
Okay.
Yeah, left behind.
All right.
So whether you attack the system or what, it will work.
Okay.
That's just it.
All right.
And it's working. Yes.
For me, it's commendable. It's a good one, and we continue to give thanks to the Controller General of Customs. Now, there's a question that has been thrown several even before you came on air, and that is the action or activities of FOU. People are asking that why is it that once you move your container from either Tinkan, Apapa, or KLT, just getting to Mile 2 on the bridge, you have FOU. And people are asking, what is the problem? Is it that there's deficit of trust deficit amongst the custom, or how do you explain this the activities of the FOU just few meters away from the ports?
Well, in every system, the customs worldwide has provision for what we call post-clearance audit.
Yeah.
And post-clearance audit also leave room for auditing of items after being exited from the ports. It could be documentary audit that may lead to raise of DN and collection of more revenue. It may be different. There are different types of audits, so we don't need to go into that technicality. Now, in every system, we have layer of defense. Now, if you have passed the first layer, based on your ingenuity or whatever, trying to be very smart with the system, there are layers of check. Now, those layers of checks are to determine, in case, if there are items that are inimical to the security of the nations, and there are proper intelligence about those items, definitely you won't say that because these items have exited the port, somebody have exited those items from the port, and you realize there are hard drugs in those containers, we should allow it to go. No. I'm sure you will not be a proponent of that. Or there are arms and ammunition, you allow it to go. So it's really about national security, it's about also revenue generation. However, trade facilitation is very fundamental, very critical to what we are doing. It's part of the pillars of our core responsibilities. So we have listened to members of the public. We have listened to those complaints, and they are very germane substantially. And what we have done now is to work on creating what is called one-stop shop. And the one-stop shop is a shop that will bring in all the sub-units within the Nigeria Customs Service under one pool to put intelligence, in a seamless manner.
Okay.
You understand? So that one-stop shop will bring representatives to custom intelligence unit, the FOU you call, and so on, so that multi-checks, those alerts, multiple alerts, and the issue of multi-checks that are inimical to trade facilitation are substantially reduced to the barest minimum. So the Controller General of Customs invited all the area controllers. You can see an evidence of trying to reduce the number of checkpoints along Lagos Badagry Expressway.
Yeah.
Lagos Badagry, Badagry Seme.
Yes.
That is along the Lagos Abidjan corridor.
Yes.
That is not something that came out of the blue moon. It is intentional process to make sure that we reduce our presence in areas that are not the land borders. However, you can see the presence of our team, but they may not be, disrupting trade flow. However, they work based on intelligence. Look at Operation Whirlwind. Have you ever seen any vehicle named Operation Whirlwind? You will see it. But because it's an intelligence-driven operations, you will see the contour of civils made of petroleum products going outside, intended to be smuggled outside the country. In Adamawa, in Southwest, in Northwest, all over.
Yeah.
But you will see one vehicle, they are covered in their operations. What you will see is the success stories. So those are the strategies we are deploying now to be less visible but more effective. We reduce your visibility, but effectiveness will also improve. With that, you will be able to strike a balance between trade facilitation as well as some anti-smuggling activities.
Okay. Thank you, sir. It's good. You touched a little bit on the Lagos Badagry. The Badagry semi corridor of the where we used to have multiple checkpoints. Of course, a whole lot of callers have talked about it. What are the efforts you're making, sir, in ensuring that, because the Nigerian Customs Service has reduced theirs to 2, that's the checkpoint. The sister agencies again, what is the effort to make them to reduce because it portrays a picture of not too good when you have multiple police and immigration, quarantine, and every other agency on the road in multiple layers. Please, what is the effort between collaborative effort in trying to make them reduce their own number of checkpoints, sir?
If you can see, evidently, the new customs area controller in charge of some area command did not collapse those checkpoints in isolation. There was a robust engagement with other agencies, even counterparts from the Republic. So it's what we call it's just a quasi form of CBD, which means cooperative. Cooperative border management, CBM. Sorry. Okay. Now the issue of cooperative border management is something that has to do with looking at interagency cooperation within sister agencies at the borders and among sister agencies across the border. Mm-hmm. So I think that was the product of that engagement. It has to be through concerted effort. Inviting the military, inviting the police, inviting all other agencies. Let's come together and make sure that this place is sanitized. It is unfortunate that you will see multiple checkpoints from Badagry to Semekrake border. By the time you cross over to Semekrake border up to Kotono, I mean you will see more than 2 checkpoints.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's something very unfortunate. It ought not to happen. So, but it's not the solution is not lamentation. It's pragmatic effort to make sure that these things are resolved. There was a time the CVC wanted to embark on unannounceable with the Inspector General of Police. It's still on the pipeline. Anytime they have that opportunity, they're going to do that. Part of what CVC advocated when he visited the IGP is to come together and reduce the number of checkpoints along that corridor. So it's work in progress, and we have started at the operational level. And I'm sure at strategic level, you are going to see more impact in terms of what we do.
Okay. Just one more question, sir, on your policy on things that are on seizures. One of our audience, one of our people asked a question about what do you do with seized items such as the edibles like rice, oil, and the rest of them. How is it not possible that within this period that there's so much hunger that these things are auctioned to the public? What's the policy of the NCS on these seized items, these particular ones?
Well, seized items are of different categories, so you are very careful. You are very
we're talking about edibles.
Yes. I'm saying you are very selective about one category of those items. If it's
somebody asked a question,
policy, we have a clear policy about it. No, don't remove your. Even if you try to bring yourself in, you are not going to get it because you don't belong to general members of the society. So we are not going to give journalists. So journalists are not part of it. So what we do is definitely we have vulnerable members of the society. Yes. We have orphanage homes. We have displaced persons. We don't share it among ourselves. We don't share it with journalists also. Yeah. We only share to those displaced persons and so on, based on demands and so on. So there is a clear policy on that. It's something that has been going on. But first, it's not just disposing edible items for people to consume. You need to certify whether those items are fit for consumption.
Yeah.
They are not all edible items will be fit for consumption.
Of course. Yeah.
So you also need to partner with agencies like NAFDAC to make sure that these items are fit for consumption.
Yeah.
Before you hand them over to our those vulnerable members of the society. So when we started we started an effort to distribute, and it turned out to be a very, very disturbing situation. So we have to change our pattern because so we don't want such to repeat itself. So we just have to distribute to groups and demand from governments that have IDPs within their societies and so on. So that's just how it's.
What about generally? All seized items generally.
Well, there are standards of procedure for disposal of items. The law has stated very careful about it. The issue of condemnation is very paramount, and the court of law. And it could be through direct allocation or it could be through electronic auction. Now, presently, we are still improving on our system, but we dispose those items through direct allocation. Also, government agencies come for these items, and sometimes we give to government agencies. Sometimes not to individuals, but the law prescribes that you can go ahead and do direct allocation. And let me tell members of the public, no charity for the issue of overtime. We just launch an electronic system of overtime to avoid the issues of double allocation, to avoid issues relating to seizing items that have not been condemned and so on. So to streamline the process, reduce corruption, and make sure that the system we have launched that system. And we are very careful that overtime cargoes are not meant for revenue generation. In fact, we lose revenue if items enter overtime. So what we want is to decongest the port, provide economic space for others to import items into the country. That's the essence of disposal of overtime goods. That's why the government decided in its wisdom to make sure that items have dual period to stay in the port, or else they shall be forfeited to the federal government of Australia. Thank you.
Okay, there's this question that has been coming up, and I think you're in a better position to tell us why. You notice that in Lagos we have the Tinkan, we have the Apapa, we have the new one, Lekki, then we have KLT. And of all these four, KLT is the only one that doesn't seem to have water, so to say. It's more like a dry command. But over time, people have complained that doing business in KLT is difficult because sometimes Apapa Tinkan will refuse to release boxes to them. How is the CG trying to ensure that KLT survives?
Well, the last time we met with the CDC, we went to Lagos for, what is it? I forgot the issue. I remember CDC went to KLT. and we had an engagement, impromptu engagement with stakeholders in KLP, and those issues were raised, and directives were given, and it's like operational issues that we need to look at carefully. Some might be looking at the issues of revenue loss. Sometimes when containers are moved on Transvia, sometimes there are issues of diversions and so on. So it's just a measure to put controls and so on. And I think it's not really about any individual or trying to sabotage KLT, but it's really about revenue collection and making sure that those items that are on Transvia are not diverted. And something. So those are just control, security control, and revenue control. Those are the issues, thinking issues. But there are administrative issues that I'm sure we are aware of. Concerted effort are being made to make sure that let's manage the situation.
Okay. Then now I'm going to go back to FOU. I have some messages here. Somebody is saying that the FOU people now follow their containers to the warehouse where they offload, and they make demands. Even the unions have been asked to part with some funds for FOU. So, and
I think when I appear on TV or radio interview, I will tell people, please, when you have this specific issue, we are at your doorsteps.
Okay.
If you know you are doing the right thing, and you know you are not committing any infraction, why not please report to us that somebody came, you have imported items legitimately, and those items are dutable items, and you have paid appropriate custom duty, and now you are being asked by any agent to collect money. Come to us, and you will see whether we are not going to take action. But when you make generalized statements, vague statements, then it will be a little bit very difficult to take action. Come to specific. Whenever those situations are complete, get across to us and see whether we will act or not act. Definitely we are going to act.
Okay. Then I'm going to take us back to the glitches of Biodogu. And why I'm taking us back is I remember that at some point in time, the area controllers in Tinkan, Apapa, and KLT held stakeholders meeting, and they talked about the CG talking to Shippers Council to talk to the shipping lines and terminal operators on how best to accommodate importers and agents who have to pay demurrage as a result of glitches. So I want to know, because people are still complaining. So I want to know, how have they been accommodated in this, and how will they be accommodated? Because a lot of importers, a lot of agents are complaining that they have demurrages that they have to pay, and the demurrages were not caused by them, but were caused by the glitches, of Biodogu.
Please, sir, before you answer that question, I just want to dovetail my question to that. There is a process that you have that can help to clear the goods. Maybe they take the goods away while if there are glitches, so that a new process that you're introduced. I need you to also explain that you can take the
yes. What we do is number one, the issue of is not within our purview. It's not within our purview to waive demurrage for terminal operators. They have different set of regulators, and it's an issue of engagement. We have started the engagement, and we have told them the reasons why. Now, whenever you have issues that it's a system-based issue, and we agree it's a system from us, the DCET, I remember a company that is so compliant, I will not mention the name of the company, had an issue with registering of pipes. So let them come and pay base duty, and go. If there is this need for any addition or whatever, it can be followed up later with post-clearance audit. So now it's evident that whenever we have issues or we have pre-release, we have given pre-release to so many, now we are chasing them to collect our revenue. It's something that we do and continue to do it. It's just about moving in at the end. we should make sure that people do not suffer what was not really their cause.
Okay. Well, this is another question from somebody. Says that how is the CG trying to? They want to know how the CG can help with the Transire. That the Transires are taking too much time. They spend too long running the Transire from either Apapa or Tinkan to the bonded terminals. They're asking that can the CG do something about it to reduce the time frame?
We are working on also automating electronic transires so that we have e-tracking system, because sometimes the number of officers for this manual escort and so on are not enough, and we admit there are challenges. The best way to resolve these issues is automation, and we are working tirelessly to make sure that we introduce some e-tracking system, e-transires and so on. So technology will be the game changer. It's part of the package of the UCMS Unified Custom Management System. So they are coming in trenches, and this is part of what we are doing to make sure that the system is robust. Thank you.
All right, sir, we'll come back to you. Please don't be far from your phone. We're going to open the lines for our listeners to call in. Yeah. And then I'm sure you will listen to their questions, and then we'll call you back to respond to the questions, sir. It's just for about maybe another 20 minutes. We'll be done, but just be on the line. We'll call you back once the questions come in. We'll call you to respond to them, sir. All right, sir.
Okay.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Hello, Chilaka company. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. What's your name and where are you calling in from?
This is Martin. I called before.
Okay, Mr. Martin.
From Ago, yeah.
Your question.
No, I actually want to commend the Assistant Controller General that you people brought, your guest.
Yes.
Yeah, it's Assistant Controller Abdullahi Mewada, the Customs National PRO.
Okay, Alhaji Abdullahi Mewada.
Mewada.
Okay, Mewada. All right. Alhaji, good afternoon. I like his attitude towards answering your questions. Even though he was a bit skeptical initially whether you people actually lay ambush over him, but these are the kind of people actually we want in our public services. People who know what they're doing. The way you pose questions, the way he answered, and very friendly and very clear, getting people educated and enlightened about their services without even any other, issues coming from his explanation. I commend him. I personally just want to congratulate him and say kudos to him. He's doing well. He's doing well.
Thank you so very much, sir.
All right.
Hello.
Good afternoon, Chilaka.
Good afternoon, sir. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you, sir. My name is Robert. I called before. Please, I want you to ask the Assistant Controller General. The reason why most people keep their goods at the port is because of the import duty increase by the federal government. Not that it's just a deliberate act. But now, I think the government will give them time to clear those goods, which is not easy for those importers to do, since the import duties have not been reduced. So now, why is it that after some time, if the conditions are not met, the government will still go ahead and auction these people good? Is it good? I think that is what is causing the congestion. Is it good that the import duty has been increased and people find it difficult to clear their goods at the port, and as a result the ports are congested, and the federal government will still go ahead and say, okay, the goods, because of social time they refuse to clear their goods, the goods of those people should be auctioned to the public? Is that a good something? Don't you think that kind of act is a criminal act, or how will I put it now? Please, I don't tell that. Is that a wickedness to importers?
Please, you're on air.
Okay, sir.
He will respond to your question.
Oh, sorry.
Yes.
I just want to know if it is not, is it not bad to auction people who do not meet up the something. That's my question, sir.
Okay, sir. Hello, sir. You're with us, sir.
Hello?
Yeah. Hello, sir.
CNPRO, sir. Good afternoon.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
Customs PRO. Good afternoon, sir.
Are you with us, sir? We can. Hello, sir. Hello. Hello, sir. Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to the show. Your name and where?
Hello, good afternoon, Chilaka.
Good afternoon, sir.
Afternoon.
You're welcome, sir.
What's your name and where are you calling in from?
This is Chief Joseph, calling from Okafor, Badagry.
Okay. Just hold on 1 second. Hold on.
Hello?
Hold on. You hold on. Hello, sir. Are you with us, sir?
Am I audible?
Yeah?
Yeah, you're audible.
Go on ahead. We can hear you.
Can I go? Hello? Can I go on now?
Yes, go on, go on.
Okay. Are you with us, sir? Hello, sir. Are you with us? Hello? Hello, sir?
Customs PRO, go on, we can hear you.
We can hear you, sir.
Go on, talk to us.
Hello, sir. Can you hear?
Talk to us.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hello?
Yes, please move from your radio, please.
Hello, good afternoon, sir.
Afternoon, sir.
My name is Idris.
Okay.
I'm the C4 agent.
All right, sir.
Actually, the PRO is not answering the question directly. You see, I work in a papa precisely, don't think in a papa outfit. Their charges is much to be with. They will make things be frustrated to the extent that sometimes only after you have paid the bill, you pay your custom duty correctly. They will be still charging you. They will for one office to one office for releasing. They will be charging you. You have to give them extra money. Without extra that money, they will delay your work.
Okay. He will answer you.
Let me react to your question, sir.
Can you hear us, sir?
Hello?
Yeah,
Yes,
you're
we
with
can
us
hear
now.
you.
Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yes, welcome to the show, sir. Your name, where you're calling from, please?
Yeah, I'm from Ikochegbe.
Okay, welcome.
Yes, I want to ask the Obako someone, why is it that just within 5 to 6 years now, they raise the price of the goods from 5 million to 20 million or 15 million, and this is really affecting Nigerians. Why is it so high that Nigerians cannot be able to buy things in a affordable price because of the importation of goods? When the clearance is too high. Why? This is really affecting Nigerians. From 5 million to 20 million. What is happening? What is the problem?
React to
Can you hear
it.
me, please?
He will react
Yes,
to you.
yes, sir. Go on. The PRO.
Hello, welcome, sir. Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Are you with us?
Hello?
Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you. Go on, Mr. PRO, sir.
Hello? Oh, it's not easy. I mean, this network is, is really, really not. Well, while we're still on it, I mean, there's so many questions people are asking, and these are questions. These are questions that only the customs national PRO can answer. People are talking about high tariff. People are talking about the fact that high tariff and all of that. So I'm sure you had some of the questions that were asked.
I was not. I couldn't. I'm not really. The network was not.
Okay.
I didn't hear any of the questions.
One of the questions is the fact that somebody was saying that the tariff is going higher and higher every day. Why are the tariffs going high?
And secondly,
Well, I wish
the of course, the obvious effect of that is that a lot of goods have been abandoned in the ports. That maybe the modalities for the clearing of the goods or the moratorium should be given for them to come and clear these goods because of the high tariff. What's your reaction to this, sir?
Well, let me break down the conversation into simple terms for you to understand the way it is. Sometimes high tariff can be attributed to levies or customs duties or so on. Okay. But unfortunately, sometimes it's not so. There are so many factors that will translate into the cost of clearance item at the ports or any of the ports. Now, the issue of tariff, I can be clear to you that since the coming of this government, there has not been any increase in tariff of any item. Okay. Because we are still using the fiscal policies, so no item have been added, or whether item is 35%, a levy have been introduced to an item, or item have been uplifted from 40% to whatever, 35% to another mode of collection, amount of collection. So that is very certain. However, sometimes we forgot other elements that determine the cost of payment of customs duty, which is exchange rate. Prevailing exchange rate is also a factor that will determine how much will be payable as duty.
Okay. All right, so we're going to call you.
You understand?
We're going to call you on another line.
Then there's another issue that's very critical, which is you mentioned what did the DILI mention? You mentioned another issue.
Yes, that the cost has, of course, affected the ability of the people, the importers.
Okay, items that usually enter over time, they are not just some auction or entered into overnights. There are processes involved. These items start from first 30 days. You will seek approval from the area controllers. Second 30 days, it will move to a zonal coordinator for approval. Another grace of 30 days, it will move to headquarters for clearance. Then we still added, on top of the law, we still added another 30 days. We're making 120 days required for duty. For those items will even be subjected to court condemnation and later be disposed. So it's not something that is just done overnight. These items will be done and they will just be auctioned like that. There are grace periods required for somebody to clear his items in the ports.
Okay. All right, sir. Thanks, sir.
We're going to call you on another line now, so that because we're having issues, but we're calling you directly on DILI's number so that we can have people call in and ask their questions, if you don't mind, sir.
Well, I really want to end this in short time because
I have only 18 more minutes. 18 more minutes.
We have less than 18 minutes. Okay, we'll end it with you in another 10 minutes.
Okay, just give us about 10 minutes.
I'm seriously engaged, and I think because you are very important, I have to drop whatever I'm doing.
All right, God bless you. It's going to call you now, sir. Thank you, sir.
No problem. Thank you.
Right. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, Chilaka. Good afternoon. This is Chief Joseph from Utomi.
Okay.
I joined the controller.
Okay, assistant controller.
Assistant controller speaking from the government angle.
Yes.
As a public officer and in that position, what are they doing concerning the multiple processes concerning clearing of goods? Because when you enter into the system, you see that when your document is cleared from the onset that you can process, you see that you continue to go through the same questioning in the process, thereby causing delays in making sure that your document passes through the custom system in order for you to be able to access the shipping company. That is why, one, because we are modernizing things, we shouldn't continue to remain in the same way of our scrutinizing documents. Then another one is the border area. When you those of us that are living within border area, and the population is exploding towards that area, you can see that the multiple checkpoints on the road. You see people who from their area, probably they bought around, they want to take to their person in the main town. You see that custom will come in, even if it is half bad, they will enter into one commercial buses to see it. What are they doing about that?
Okay, let him.
Because
Let him react so that you will have some other person. Sir, you can react, sir.
React to the question, sir.
I can react to the second one because the first one was not really clear to me.
Exactly.
You can retrain the question. For the second question, he was talking about the issue of somebody carrying maybe one bag of rice and custom will stop and pick him up and so on. Well, to some certain extent, this is where discretion has been applied. You see women backing rice from the other part of the country into Nigeria. And when you see somebody in Okada carrying one bag of rice, if you allow that person from morning to evening, you'll be able to pack
one trailer of rice.
So, this is where discretion is applied. If that person is just a normal commuter, passing through the border, and is not in a regular or consistent case, definitely you apply your discretion. This is not enough commercial quantity, and the essence is not smuggling. But if someone is consistent, is making it a routine, so at the end of the month, pack them with the group collectively, you can be able to load a trailer of rice from morning to evening, and that would be substantially smuggling. So the context determines the discretion and how the officer on duty will apply wisdom to manage such situation. Whether that person is a smuggler or is really just a commuter moving about his normal activities and what he's carrying is not in commercial quantity.
Okay. All right. I think, is there another question? All right, sir. So we want to, on behalf of VOP, thank you so much for your time. And we also want to, on behalf of VOP 90.3 FM, congratulate the CG of the Nigerian Custom on his doctorate degree. And we wish him and we wish the Nigerian Custom Service many more fruitful years.
Thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity. And I promise DILI, I'll try time to be physically in your studio in Lagos. I'll find a Sunday that is free or that I will delegate. I will be able to sacrifice to come to your studio and be with you.
We will appreciate it.
The on-calls that I was able to pick.
We will appreciate it, sir.
We'll be honored to have you at the studio. Have yourself a lovely day and say us well to the CG.
Thank you
so very much. Have yourself a wonderful day, sir.
Wow.
Well, this is the Maritime and Border Show. Of course, like we told you earlier, today is going to be an explosive edition of the show. We've been having for the Customs National Public Relations Officer, Assistant Controller Abdullahi Mewada on the show. And he's been talking about everything about the customs, the history of their modernization, the different platforms that they have transited from up to the moment that they have the Bodogu platform, which is currently in place and helping to make business better, to easier to do business with the customs. This is DILI Utomi here with
Prince Chilaka. Our lines are still open. We still have about 12 more minutes to go, and we'll continue to entertain your call and your messages. Don't forget, this is the dial to be on. If you're not on this dial, something is wrong.
You are missing a lot, of course.
90.3 FM VOP. We're on YouTube. You can go to YouTube and drop your comments there. We will look at it. We're live on YouTube, so, and all other social medias. They're all very active.
Yeah.
So let us take it up from where the assistant controller stopped. He talked about the fact that when there are issues of glitches and like he rightly said, they are not in charge of the terminals and they are not in charge of the shipping line, but that they are doing their best to ensure that, the things work out. Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to the show, and your name, please.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Igwe. I'm calling from Ikeja.
All right, you're welcome to the program, sir. Go ahead.
Okay. I just listened to the customs spokesperson. One thing that caught my attention was where he said the can use his discretion. So how do we define an officer's discretion? What if he decides to seize the bag of rice? Because the decision is at his discretion. That is the big question I have.
Yeah, but if you listen very well, he also said something that caught my attention. He says that man carrying one bag of rice, if you leave him consistently...
That's with an Okada.
He
goes and brings in one bag of rice with an Okada. By the time he does that in one day, he has managed to bring in a trailer load of rice.
I heard that. I'm not talking about Okada. The person that posed the question talked about somebody commuting maybe a bag or half bag on a public transport or maybe a private car to maybe his people in the mainland.
Yeah.
You understand? So I'm not talking about the Okada. So how do you define somebody can that person be commuting one bag of rice? It's easy to take it with Okada, but for somebody commuting on a public transport and you're asking the officer to use his discretion, what if he decides to seize it? How are they, checking that?
No, but between you and I, sometimes we must say things the way they are. I know that people who pass through that route or that route,
yes,
when they carry something in a public transport, they hardly disturb them. The people they disturb more are those who use motorbikes. I know that for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, another thing I want to ask is that if Nigerian Customs Service a money-making venture.
Nigerian Customs Service is a revenue-generating agency.
Revenue generation is one of their
activities. Is it their primary duty?
No. Like the Customs National PRO rightly defined it. They have three major mandates. That's the first one is the
border.
Their first mandate is protection of the national economy. That's anti-smuggling. The second one is trade facilitation. Then the third one is revenue generation. So it's the three of them. They pay equal attention to all of them because all of them matter a lot.
But we all can see that the priority is given to revenue generation because people are calling in complaining about the hurdles they face while trying to clear their goods. So that means the enemy is defeated. So they are working in one aspect.
In that area, you may not totally blame the customs. You may not. Yeah, you know that the Nigerian government gives them some target. You understand that.
Yeah.
And whatever revenue, whatever tariff they place on goods, is not done by the custom itself. It's done by either the supervising ministry or the federal government directly in one way or the other.
Okay, granted. But you hear people calling in, it's like the previous process you will go through before they clear it. After you must have paid everything, and you will still take you around from office to office and you'll be paying extra charges. What are they doing about that?
Well, we're not in a position to answer that.
We're not actually in a position to answer that.
Like we have agreed with the National PRO of Nigerian Customs, we're going to make sure he comes into the studio, yes. And the questions will be thrown on him. Thank you. All right. So, interestingly, you can't really satisfy everyone because.
Of course not.
Hello.
Chilaka, please permit me to ask my final question. I love your show.
Okay.
My name is Robert. I called twice. Sir, I think your colleague over there said one of the primary duties of the Nigeria Customs is also to protect our borders.
Yes.
That is very
the
fine.
national economy.
But you mentioned borders, and you also mentioned
they are meant to protect the borders so that illegal items and ammunition and drugs will not enter.
Banned substances do not enter into the country. Go on.
Okay, sir. So let me not focus on the port now, because I know that I don't want to say lacuna, because I work very close to the port. Think up port precisely for many years, close to 20 years. Okay, I've seen where. Let me say, if the custom apprehend an importer whose container contains maybe arms and ammunition, most of these people names are not shown in the manifest. We only see them on channel TV, social container were there at the port, but the people that do this we don't know. That's one. The second one I want to ask that, since their duty is to protect the borders, so all these militant Boko Haram that bring AK-47 to the country, where are they passing through? Are they coming to the air? Where are they not coming to the borders? Why is it that they are not being apprehended? Why are they coming in such large number that almost every headman, almost every terrorist have AK-47 with him? So where is our custom now? I don't know. That's my question. Thank you very much.
You know, my man. I've actually put in part of your question. I've put in this question to a customs officer before. The answer that he gave to me will interest you a lot. He said that if you take all the members of the Nigerian Customs Service from the CG to the least person and you line them up across the border, they cannot even reach a fraction of the Nigerian border, because we are talking about a border that is over 4,000.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, Chilaka. Good afternoon. I'm Mayor.
Okay, Mayor, go ahead.
Sometimes you people, you will pamper these people that don't just ask them ask questions. You pamper them. Like this because of the thing now. You see they about that. And killers, I come to Nigeria, killing citizens.
Oga, please, we're not quarreling. Calm down. When you say you pamper, no, please. Okay. Point of nobody pampers anybody. You ask questions based on somebody's work definition. When you talk about border control, don't forget you have the immigration, you have the customs, you have the army, you have the police. You cannot put it on the table of one person. It's a collaborative effort.
Hello, sir. All of them have to be blamed. All of them, they don't think they're duty.
Today we brought in the national PRO of the Nigerian Customs Service. So he will answer questions from the perspective of the Nigerian Customs Service and not from the perspective of the Nigerian Air Force. Understand that?
Hello, sir. How such men? And people have been killed on daily basis. So from other countries, we're paying the salary, we're paying the grid, whatever they want, and people are dying every day. I want you to be happy. Is it proper?
Nobody is happy with the insecurity in the land, but at the same time, you cannot hold one person. We all are responsible for security.
Exactly.
See something, say something.
Security is everybody's business and not one person's business. And again, sir, I'm reminding you we actually talking about the Nigerian Customs Service.
All right, sir. Let some other person call. We've had it. Thank you, sir.
This is the Maritime and Border Show with DILI Utomi.
And Prince Chilaka. We're on VOP 90.3 FM and we're live on YouTube. Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to the program. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
Good afternoon. My name is Ajiti. I'm calling from my car.
You're welcome, sir.
Your question, sir.
I love you to program.
Thank you.
Thank you so very much, sir.
You're welcome. So what I want to say is that I called our shouting. It's not a matter of shouting. People cannot do anything. The people that has authority over all these things is the government, mostly APC government. Let me tell you, my brother, I'm a importer. I met a customer that is Igbo that is to fire. He was telling me that their target is to do Igbo business. That is their main target of this
KPC. So we will not have this on there. We will not have this.
Please.
Yeah,
we have to be civil when we call.
This is not a platform for people to come and.
Don't come and.
Hello, good afternoon.
Sentiment, unnecessary sentiment, please.
Hello, good afternoon. Welcome. Hello. Good afternoon. Welcome, sir.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
There is something that I want to, make our caller understand. The customs being a border, kind of, when I say people working in our border, they are not armed border patrol team. They are there to check goods that are coming in, people with their luggages, and then make sure that we do not come here to destroy our economy by bringing in things that are acceptable without the normal process. So the other area of security they are talking about, which is checking our border with arms, I think there are other units that are supposed to do that. The armed forces, what do you call them? The other armed carrying, officials.
All right, thank you, sir.
So
we're actually short of time.
Talking about revenue, and then making sure that we do not come here to sabotage our economy. But another area that I want us to emphasize that customs to look at is that the duty makes our capital flight. Because when we place more emphasis on revenue, we start considering making sure that the economy is built up by allowing the people that bring in make their profit. It will make for capital flight.
Yeah,
and that is why you have all these
very much, sir. We have no time, sir.
All these other nearby borders.
Thank you so very much, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right, it's been the Maritime and Border Show on VOP 90.3 FM. Next week, Sunday, is another date with us. Like we said, this is a platform where we look at what is happening within the maritime industry. And we thank you. We also thank the National PRO of the Nigerian Custom, Assistant Controller Abdullahi Medawa. Yeah. We thank you so much. And we thank you, our listeners, for tuning into this. That we ask you to remain as we continue with other shows. My name is Prince Chilaka.
Yeah, we are also using this opportunity to appeal to listeners to always try and be civil each time they call into the show. We love you all to participate and learn a lot. Your reactions to what we do here gives us the encouragement to continue to do it. We are hoping to have the National PRO here live next time. So tune in next week for another edition of the Maritime and Border Show. My name is DILI Utomi. Have yourself a wonderful day. Thank you.